All right, we got more Diddy stuff. Wait, what day is it? Today's Wednesday. It's not the recap, but apparently something big happened. 100K to destroy tapes. Diddy caught bribing, and that is definitely at least that's probably 2 points on the Rico thing. Let's see.
Horrible day for the defense. Trafficking, all these other crimes, a little bit harder to prove. What doesn't lie are financial records, and they got Diddy dead to rights when it comes to bribery and extortion. That something like this could ruin him. He wanted the video. He said if it got out, it would ruin his career. Mr. Gomes put the cash through the money counter. There was stacks of $10,000 at the time. The machine displayed at the end $100,000. Rico, which is racketeering.
And also what my mom used to call me.
Rico. Wait, no, I've heard that in a porn somewhere. That's weird.
God damn.
The RICO Act is basically a law that they put in place to be able to combat criminal organizations.
That wasn't even a bit. That was real.
Gangs. Sean Combs is charged with leading a criminal enterprise involving employees and business entities under his control to engage in a wide range of criminal activity, including trafficking,
bribery
forced labor,
right there too.
Kidnapping, bribery, arson, obstruction of justice, and narcotics distribution. So anyways, today they get the bribery down. The reason why is they called in the hotel staff and the hotel security Cassie tape, right? The one who went upstairs and stopped the whole thing from happening. So they brought this guy in. He didn't want to testify. He pleads the fifth. So obviously they give him immunity so he can't plead the fifth. If you don't know what pleading the fifth is, it's when you basically invoke your right, which is like the Fifth Amendment in the Constitution says that, you know, you have the right to not incriminate yourself in any kind of court proceeding, right? So you invoke the fifth, that stops you from testifying. The prosecution wants him to testify, so they give him immunity, so there's no chance he can be charged. So now he has to testify. But that immunity does not count against perjury, meaning you cannot go on the stand and lie. He gets on the stand because not only does it implicate Diddy, but it implicates his employees. And remember, we're talking about a criminal enterprise. Was Diddy part or head of an organization in which multiple people were engaged in crimes in furtherance of said enterprise? And I think one misinterpretation that people have is they think like RICO only has to be about making money. It's not. Sometimes it could be a way to further set crimes. So let's say if Diddy's really obsessed with, you know, specific set of crimes that he likes to commit, he wants to get away with. If an organization is colluding together, like multiple people are colluding together to help them make those crimes happen, even if it's not for financial gain, it could still be considered RICO. So AUSA is the person, basically it's the state. March 10th, 2016, which is the time where the attack on Cassie happened on camera. Where did you work on the day in question? The Intercontinental Hotel. I was told there was an incident involving Sean Combs. Did you see him there? Why was law enforcement not called? Garcia says Miss Ventura did not request it. AUSA says, did you review the incident report? Yes, there was an attachment that I didn't open on the computer, a video file. Did you receive a call? Yes. From who? Christina Coram with the New York area code. She asked if I had the video. Christina Coram is the one that a lot of people have been talking about. It's Diddy's like top assistant. She allegedly took care of a lot of the dirty business for him behind the scenes in terms of silencing other employees, paying people off, all these different things. So now her name is being referenced. Really important because very, very likely she's going to testify. I'm suspecting that because she's the closest to Diddy, she's the one who's going to be flipped. And then that's really going to fuck him. But let's keep listening. What does she ask for? The video. She said Mr. Combs had been intoxicated and didn't remember exactly. What do you tell Ms. Coram? That she would have to talk to management. Did she reach out again? Yes, I got a call from Diddy the lobby. I got a call from the lobby. Diddy the lobby sounds crazy. I got a call from lobby.
6 in the morning, in the morning, in the morning.
What did she ask for? The video. How did you respond? That she had to talk to management or file subpoena? Did you tell her that you saw what you saw in the video? Yes, I told her off the record it's bad. Did you get another call? Yes, from a New York area code. It was Mr. Coram. She put someone else on the phone. Who? Mr. Combs. He asked, do you know who I am? What did you say? Yes, you're the diddler. He asked for the video. He said he'd been intoxicated. I told him I can't give him the video. How did he sound? He was talking fast, stuttering. He sounded nervous. Did you email management? Yes. The email I sent. Why is this important? Because beyond this man just testifying about the fact that he received a bribery, he has corroboration about the requests from them about that video. Again, remember this video didn't come out till years later. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Right. So Diddy's team hears there's an email. They go objection. The judge goes overruled.
Oh, wait a minute. I want to hear this shit, bitch.
Just shut your ass up.
Email as shown has Combs' phone number on it, not redacted. It says Combs, a.k.a. P. Diddy says he is a patron and wants to talk to you. Did you get more calls from Miss Quorum? Yes, on my personal number.
Ooh.
Hey, man, Miss Quorum get a little freaky for Diddy. How did you react? Nervous. Miss Quorum passed the phone to Mr. Combs again. What did he say? That I sounded like a good guy. That he could help. That something like this could ruin him. He wanted the video. He said if it got out, it would ruin his career.
How?
Garcia, I said I didn't
How?
have access to the server. He told me
That'd
I
make his
believe I
damn
could
career.
make it happen. He would take care of me.
That's actually pretty true. Most of the time people say that it's really just to scare you, because most of the time when you have something that like on somebody like that, or really anything that someone says that to, it would probably make your career if you did it. It probably wouldn't ruin you whatsoever if you know how to play
What
it
do you think he meant? Money for the video. What did you do? I reached out to my supervisor about it. Okay, want to take a little bribe under the table?
Yo, you want to split 50-50 on this Diddy shit? Because Renan E calling me on my personal phone. The thing that happened is that, listen, if you want in, we could split that. You should split that, take that, and then we shut the fuck up about it. How about
So,
that?
who was your supervisor? Bill Madrano. He told me he would do it for 50 and not cents.
Hey, 50 what?
Okay,
50 bands?
what do you think that meant? He'd give us 50,000. What did you do? Called Christina, who put Mr. Combs on. He called me Eddie, my angel. I'm sorry. There's like little details like that you're just like, this nigga's
Yeah.
telling the truth.
Yeah.
Mr. Combs told me I knew you could do it. Let's do it right away.
Can't write
Objection,
that
Your
shit.
Honor. Pause. Sustained. Diddy, stop being gay. All right. He went into the server room. Then he handled. He handed me.
Okay. Oh, damn.
Bro.
Diddy's getting to you.
You know,
He's
I read
too in
this,
character.
You're getting that Diddy fever.
Hey, listen. Then he handed me a black USB. What I read is then he
I
handed
have a
me
black
a black
USB.
USB
God
and
damn.
said done. But anyways, then he handed me a black USB and said done. The video was in the USB. What did you do? Told Mr. Combs. Where did Mr. Combs want to meet? West LA. He said, let's get it done. He wanted the video as soon as possible. I told Bill. He told me to tell the others, and I was on an errand for him. So basically, his supervisor covered for him. They are getting paid. They're splitting it. What was the meeting point? A big high-rise building. I called the number, and someone came, said he was Mr. Combs' bodyguard. How did he look? Older, African-American, heavy-set, 6'3"
Is this when he got
to
hung off the
6'5".
side of the building?
That is, if I remember, D-Rock. He's the man who's referenced a lot, went to jail for some time, ended up coming out becoming Puffy's bodyguard. But he was also implicated with Diddy. Biggie.
Oh.
Biggie, Diddy, was all these names. But it's important because I'm
Implicated with
suspecting from
Biggie.
everything that I've read that this man is either flipping on Diddy or he's a co-conspirator. My odds are he not wanting to go back to jail, so he goes
Yeah, he's a
snitch on the
he
man.
was a co-conspirator.
But
so he
again,
flipped.
this guy was there for a lot of the crimes. He's allegedly the man who took Capricorn Clark, one of Diddy's assistants, brought her to a high rise, put her in a room, closed the door, and then she had to do a lie detector test for 5 days straight.
I remember
And
that.
basically they're saying if you don't pass this test, because they suspected she stole some jewelry, if you don't pass this test, we're going to throw you in the East River. Again, these are threats of violence. Really important stuff, because if he ends up corroborating what any of the testimony came from before, they got Diddy on him. RICO charges.
Yeah,
Now,
that's the same. Yeah, I was saying, I
everyone who's
remember
part of
that.
the
Yeah,
conspiracy, even if they didn't commit every crime, is going to jail.
that's why I remember.
If the DA is pressing charges against them. So it's in their best interest to flip. You're looking at 20 years.
100%.
20 years in federal prison. And federal prison is not like state prison or anything of the sorts, because you don't get parole.
You're flipping.
At best, you might get 15% of
He's
your
a fish.
sentence shaved.
He's a dolphin,
if you
bro.
have good behavior. That's at best.
Dude's a
generally
goddamn
speaking,
seal
this
at
man
SeaWorld.
is looking at 20 years in prison, and that's why they're going to flip. What did he say? That he kind of came up with Mr. Combs, that he was a good guy and I was doing a good thing. Mr. Combs was smiling, called me Eddie, my angel. My voice was crackling, so I said I was coming down with something. Mr. Combs said Christina to go get me some of the tea that he liked, and then he asked me, do you have it? I said yes, and handed it to him. What did he do? He left, came back, he asked if it was the only copy, and you said, I believe so. Mr. Combs said it had to be the only copy, nothing in the cloud. I called Mr. Madrano and he said it was the only copy. He took it off the server. What else did you say? That if Cassie filed a complaint, I could only get in trouble. Garcia,
They gotta admit,
Mr. Combs said,
public,
don't
dog.
worry, Cassie wanted it gone too. He called her on FaceTime and showed me. She was in a hoodie, but I recognized her. What did Ventura say? That she had a movie coming out and wanted this to not come out. He wanted my ID and that Mr. Madrano and the responding officer, Mr. Flores, but he was a very straight guy and probably wouldn't do it. I told Bill. What did Madrano say? We'd get Henry Elias, the other responding officer. Back to what I was saying. So when it comes to
Why'd
this
you
case,
put
the
the
fact that we have
fucking wig
so many witnesses, big donk for the prosecution.
Jesus Christ. You forced that one to happen. Pause.
I got Sam. Okay. This is why it's important. Okay. Come back.
Lock him up through the.
Mr. Combs saw the IDs. He looked at Henry and said, "Yeah, that's him." Then he brought out the NDAs that I wouldn't speak about it. Do you recognize this? Yes, it states I provided the only copy of the video. Did you read it? No, I was serious. No, I was nervous. And were you given a copy? No. And the NDA, what were the liquidated damages? $1 million. Meaning if you violated the NDA, he would have to pay a penalty of $1 million. How much were you making? $10.50 an hour. Then what?
Jeez.
Mr. Combs put the cash through the money counter. There were stacks of $10,000 at the time. The machine displayed at the end $100,000. Why the additional $50,000 for me and what he thought was Israel Flores? How did Mr. Combs give you the $100,000 in a brown paper bag? Was the bodyguard there? Yes. It was Mrs. Corm present? Yes. You see why they're asking this question? They're putting these two individuals at the scenes of the crime. Why? Because they're fucking flipping. And if I work for Diddy and I'm looking at 20 years, I'm flipping too. They are flipping. Mark my words. I told you motherfuckers, he's going to jail. I just don't know how long. I'm certain these bitches is flipping.
Yeah, they are.
Mr.
to put all the
Combs
puzzle
escorted me to
pieces
my car. He
together,
asked
yeah.
how I'd spend it. He said not to make any big purchases. What did you...
It's like having these individuals, like having these individuals, because she was like the assistant, right? So having all these individuals that we talked about before, like it's like a magnet, like a triangular or a square magnet that connects each piece as into one big ass puzzle, right? She's a magnet, he's a magnet, the other one's a magnet. They're all magnets.
What did you do? Called Bill Madrano, gave him 50.
Make a big
How
ass
much
picture.
to Mr. Elias? 20. What did
Layered picture, too.
What did you do with your 30? Bought a used car with cash. So he did. Paid his manager 50, took 30, which I will say, this is a good man.
Yes.
You want to know why he's a good man?
Because I would have taken that.
Because he told his manager that I got an extra 50. Oh, nigga, if it's me and I'm being crooked, I would never take the bribe personally. But if it was, I wouldn't. Not for that. I wouldn't take it for that.
I don't think you would.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't think you would.
Like, there's certain things I'm very capable of. I'd admit it. That's not one of them.
I know.
That's
I know.
fair.
But-
fair. Well, let him have it.
He had an extra 50, told the manager the truth, and gave the money to the cop.
Which, you know what the thing is? It's actually good.
Why?
Because that proves that he's in his disloyalty loyal.
Yeah.
In the way that he's in his crookedness.
Yeah.
He's actually stands on his words.
To a degree. I think he
To
did.
a degree.
Did you hear from Mr. Combs
Very
again?
great
Yes,
walking,
he called me and
yes.
told me Happy Easter if I ever needed anything. Yeah, did you ever reach out to him later? Yes, a few years later via Instagram. I asked if there was work in LA. I never heard back. The little thing was like Happy Easter. People think that's insignificant. But when you run a criminal organization and when you're engaged in this kind of stuff, you're constantly paranoid. You're constantly thinking of where are my weaknesses. And what you do is you message people, you look into little things to put out feelers to feel if there's anything that's suspicious or off. So why would he ever send this man many years later a Happy Easter?
Yeah.
It's probably he's feeling nervousness about the shit that he's done.
Yeah.
And
keep
he
us- to
starts
keep the other
messaging
guy scared,
random
yeah.
people.
Yeah, because you think back on it. Especially when the anniversary of whatever the hell you did comes up. It's like, oh
Right.
shit, I did help that dude and he did. Let me
Let me make sure we're still on good terms.
hey,
Yup.
yeah. Shit. Happy Easter.
I feel that's definitely a way to look at it from the lighter side, but from what I said, kind of makes a lot more sense given the context of who Diddy actually is, right? I feel like he would say that to be like, I remember you, right? Don't fuck up. Happy Easter. You know what I mean? Very mobster, right? Not so much, creepy neighbor.
Mr. Flores, did you see the video again? Yes, on a news outlet. Mr. Flores messaged me with a screenshot. Did you keep the messages? No, I wanted nothing to do with it. This is when the video first came out 2 years ago. Were you contacted by law enforcement? Yes. Did you tell the truth? No, I wanted nothing to do with it. Did you get your own lawyer and then tell the truth? Yes. No further questions? Mr. Steele. Sir, you were in the condominium unit with Mr. Combs and the others and received double what your boss was requesting. Fair? Yes. You told your boss because you're honest, right? Yes. You asked Mr. Combs for work? Yes. Let me show you the NDA. Under NDA, you can't speak, is my understanding. It says nothing prohibits truthful statements in legal proceedings. I see that. You weren't law enforcement. No? No. I have nothing further. Redirect. This is when the AUSA comes back. He goes, Para 4, can you read it? Can you read it after, however? And Garcia says, yes.
Why is that?
Notify company to allow company to prevent disclosure. So you'd have to notify them first. Yes. Objection overruled. Now, why is this important? Because the defense made it sound like, well, Mr. Combs didn't stop you from telling the truth, did they? He's like, well, the way I understood, but is it in the contract? No. Good. So he's trying to make it sound like Diddy's not stopping you from going to tell the truth. And then the AUSA says, yeah, read paragraph 4. What does it say? Before you tell the truth, what do you have to do? Let the nigga I just watched on camera with the big fucking bodyguard beat a bitch in the hotel lobby.
That's it.
That's telling crazy. You, this witness is probably one of the most important ones right now.
Absolutely.
During a search at Miami Airport, law enforcement seized 2 cell phones from Christina Coram. She's his right-hand man. And what did they find on those 2 cell phones? Read this. 24 contacts were located on one of the phones, including, in quotations, Eddie, my angel.
Wow.
And another one is Eddie, my angel friend, intercontinental.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we got him.
We got him.
Yeah.
This corroborates the entire story that security guard just told.
Yeah, it does.
There was also a photo of the IDs on the
like you can't write, you can't make up Eddie my angel.
Talking about. Remember before they took the bribes, he wanted my ID and that Mr. Medrano and the responding officer, Mr. Flores. They found those on the phone. This happened over 8 years ago. Right after this witness came up, the CFO, which I believe is the chief financial officer for Diddy's companies, came to the stand. That means that he's about to testify under subpoena about all the behind the scenes of financial transactions that happened for Diddy. And he just testified to the extortion of Cassie's mother. So they go on break. All right, I want to just pause it there. Yesterday, they had the cross-examination of Mia, who was the second victim. And she was the one who's testifying to the fact that Combs forced her to, snort things. Diddy forced himself on her multiple times. She testified to the fact that he was incredibly controlling. He witnessed him beat Cassie. She witnessed a lot of violence. Cross-examining comes across, and that's Brian Steele's time. And at this point, he's laying into her. He's showing video evidence of the fact that, she wished Combs happy birthday a bunch of times. She sent him a bunch of strange messages showing like affection, love, a lot of things that just made her seem incredibly
willing.
Not credible.
They really keep trying to do that. They keep doing it over and over with every witness.
Does a pretty great job on cross-examination, making her seem like she's nothing and her claims are nothing. Even though she came across initially as credible, I think the defense did a fantastic job in that regards. Not that I agree with it. It doesn't matter what I agree with. I'm talking about the job they're doing. The problem for the prosecution is simple.
Everybody that's coming out, everybody else that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah, you did. Like you won that fight, but the battle is not over. It's
not nearly.
The battle's not over. All this baby oil, you can't stop it, bro. I'm serious. All this baby oil, like when a nigga does this, he going to jail. You know what I mean? When a nigga does this, he's going to jail.
You got the routine down too good, bro. You got the routine down too.
And with that in mind, I want y'all just to think. Baby oil right now, 2-for-1 special. John & Johnson, Amazon, $25.99. I pay full price because I'm worth every dollar. Now, okay.
Why the wig? The wig's on the floor. Why the wig?
I don't know. When I put on the wig, I just feel creepy. And that, when I want to get in my Diddy face.
You don't need no wig. You don't need the wig.
He does. He really doesn't. He's been this way for a while.
The same way Diddy don't need that baby oil in that room. But you know what? When you
you do need it because it's laced with the drugs.
Big.
You can't party without a little pool in the fucking room.
That's how I feel this nigga was in the back of the room.
Touch me.
Little drugged up baby oil.
Happy birthday to you.
Why are you holding your boobs?
It's not holding my boobs. This is just me, getting comfortable.
God damn.
Okay, like I was saying. So, the fact that they have all these witnesses who are going to flip is just very difficult to overcome this. The defense, they're doing the best they can. They just have an undefendable client, in my opinion. And the thing is, they've already proven RICO. They've already hit multiple.
They already had Osama bin Laden's lawyer leave him. What more do we need, guys? He's indefensible.
They can axe. They 1,000% have him for this bribery charge. They're going to have him on obstruction of justice. They're going to have him when it comes to the drug distribution. Why? Because they already arrested his drug. They going to get this man. The only question I told y'all is how long. But Diddy.
Forever.
Well, he's already 50, right?
Forever.
So
he's done.
he gonna die in jail.
He's done.
You know?
He's done.
But this week is the week that they take the big old strap on of the law and they fuck him. They fuck him real good. All right? And I think that's what's happening.
You're glistening for no reason.
Hey, that's not the baby oil. That's my personality.
Word on the streets, and it is yet to be confirmed, but apparently 50 Cent wants to talk to Trump to not pardon this dude. But
That's petty.
And I adore the pettiness. I adore the pettiness. Not yet to be confirmed, but I love that.
You ever seen this photo? Is Diddy on a bike?
Yeah.
And then 50's in the back. You know there ain't no seat on that bike, right?
Oh my God.
Shout out to 50. You have to say in hip hop, 50's like a prophet.
And everything
is.
that 50 says, you need to watch that. Someone needs to investigate everything he says.
Yep.
Everything he claims, you need to go and check it.
50
Anyway.
Cent is the Simpsons of the rap game.
Yes.
The way the Simpsons predicted a lot of shit, 50 doing the same. The feds, when they come for you, it's like an
He is a fucking
This is why I was
troll,
telling
though,
people,
for
like,
sure.
oh,
He's
there's no
hilarious
case or
as
whatever.
well.
I'm like, you guys have to understand what a federal prosecution
looking
means.
some old 50
This is
shit,
not
too.
a state prosecution. There's a reason why their conviction rate is high. There's a reason why they're going crazy. People are like, I don't see Rico. I'm telling you, it was very obvious when you read the indictment, the kind of proof they had and who they had flipped. Only one he has a chance on is the trafficking. And that's important because it probably carries the highest charge. You're talking about a minimum 20 years. But the Rico conviction,
It's done.
Oh!
It's done.
Rico's
They
done,
flipped
though.
everybody like Diddy flipped Cassie from her back to her stomach. It's crazy.
Damn.
Diddy never
Like a
did
flapjack.
that. That was the escorts. Just want to
Sure,
make that
but
clear.
he commanded the
Diddy
es-
was in that room like this, Daddy, and you're like, ooh, I like that. I like it when you hit it from the back.
Take that.
It's me and you
Oh, my
and the escort.
Anyways, there's nothing else to say on my part. It's
I've
a
been
wrap.
waiting.
It's a wrap.
Think I wanna make my move.
It's a wrap.
Tell me, baby, if you like it.
It's a wrap. You want to pay wages. How long you think? I say
Me?
32.
That's what you said initially wasn't that. You remember what you initially said?
What?
Initially, what you said was like 5 to 10 years. Once Corin flips, once the other guy flips, what they're gonna get him on is eventually kidnapping and holding Cassie against her will. That's what I suspect.
How much?
And I think when that happens, that's when the trafficking comes into play.
How much?
Life in prison. You know the funny thing is the defense
Either
is
life
not
or
even
50.
arguing that he isn't a horrible person. They're saying,
If I
you
pick
know, he
one,
beat
I'd
her,
say life.
a few times. And you're like, they're not even arguing. So you have to imagine a jury is going to find it in their best interest to find him guilty because of everything that's coming out.
Yeah. He's going to be guilty on all charges.
That is-
I say he's going to be
Guilty on all charges for sure.
So here's my
Not gonna
thing.
wait
I
for
think
that.
he's getting life if the trafficking comes into play. If it doesn't, I got him on 30. I think they got him on RICO and the 2 counts of the violation of the
Would
Mann
50
Act.
be
That's what I
high?
think they got him on for sure. That's my really. And they're doing a good
If
job.
not
They're making a lot
life,
of
would
them seem
50 be
wishy-washy.
high?
For people who don't really buy into how victims of sexual violence or whatever react? Especially apparently because the jury is a lot of older
I'll
people.
put it to a
You
number.
see
I'll
the
say
angle that
50.
they're going for, which is like you're lying. You're just here
He's
for
going
money.
in at
The
50.
problem
He's
because
not
when
leaving
there's
at
so many
100
of them
years old. He's
testifying
not.
the same thing. It's like,
So that's
do
essentially
I really
life. I'll say
believe
50.
that all these people are lying? That the cop is lying? That the guy at the hotel is lying? That the security guard? That you just can't. The stylist is lying. Like even the men are all saying the same thing. So I think that's what they have to overcome. But the trial's not over. It's over, but it's not over. Thoughts?
Over.
Let us know what y'all think.
Facts.
Puffy nipple combs.